Hey everyone, and welcome! So, have you ever tuned in to the German news and felt like you're trying to follow a game without knowing the rules or who the players are? Or maybe you're getting ready for that B1 exam and all the political vocabulary just seems like a lot. Well, don't worry, you're in exactly the right spot. Today, we're going to break down all the essential terms you need to know so you can really get what's going on. Let's get right into it.
All right, let's kick things off with a question that trips up pretty much everyone at first. Who actually runs the show in Germany? Is it the Bundeskanzler or the Bundespräsident? They sound similar, but their jobs are totally different. One is the real powerhouse, and the other is more of a figurehead. Stick around because I promise, by the time we're done here, you'll have this down cold.
Okay, first things first. Before we jump into who's who, we've got to lay the groundwork. We need to get a handle on the big ideas, the core concepts that the entire German political system is built on. Let's start with the word at the very heart of all this, die Politik. Give it a try, die Politik. This word covers, well, everything. It's the whole universe of governing a country, all the debates, the big decisions, the strategies, the whole shebang. It all starts here.
So, if Politik is all the activity, where does it all happen? Well, it takes place within der Staat. That's der Staat. This is the state itself, the actual political body, the structure that governs the land and the people in it. You can think of it as the arena where all the political action unfolds.
So what kind of state, what kind of arena are we talking about here? Germany is a Demokratie. Say it with me, die Demokratie. This word is absolutely crucial. It means that the real power lies with the people, who get to vote for representatives to make decisions for them. See how the picture's coming together? We have politics happening inside a state, and that state is a democracy.
And what holds all of this together? What protects this democracy? It's this incredibly important document, das Grundgesetz. This is Germany's constitution. It was written after World War II with one clear goal in mind, to make sure the horrors of the past could never, ever happen again. Its number one job is to protect the core principles, like die Menschenrechte, which means human rights, and die Freiheit, which is freedom. These are the absolute, non-negotiable pillars of the German state.
All right, our foundation is officially set. Now for the fun part. Let's see how this all actually works day to day. In this section, we're going to meet the key players and the institutions that are really running the country.
So, who's the main team in charge? That would be die Bundesregierung. That's die Bundesregierung, the federal government. These are the folks in the driver's seat. They're the ones making the big decisions, managing the country, and basically steering the ship. And here we go, the answer to our big question from the beginning. As you can see, the head of government is der Bundeskanzler, or die Bundeskanzlerin for a woman. This is the person with the real day-to-day political power. They lead the government. The head of state, on the other hand, is der Bundespräsident. This job is mostly representative, mostly ceremonial. So, a simple way to think about it is, the chancellor runs the government, the president represents the nation. There you have it.
But of course, it's not a one-team game. For a democracy to really work, you need this essential push and pull. On one side, you have die Regierung, the government that's in power. And on the other side, you have die Opposition. Their job is to challenge them, to ask the tough questions, and to hold the government accountable for its actions.
And where does all this debate go down? In das Parlament. But in Germany, it's split into two important parts. You've got der Bundestag, which is the main chamber, the one elected directly by the people. But then you also have der Bundesrat. This is really cool. It represents the governments of Germany's 16 individual states. It's a way to make sure power isn't just concentrated in the capital. And both houses have a say in making laws. Now, these members of parliament don't just show up on their own. They belong to a Partei. That's die Partei. A political party is basically a team of people who share similar ideas about how the country should be run. They work together to win elections so they can turn their ideas into reality. You really can't have a modern democracy without them.
Okay, so we've met the players and we know the institutions. But what about everyone else? What about us? How do the people actually make their voices heard? That's exactly what we're diving into next.
It really all comes down to this journey. It kicks off with die Wahl.
die Wahl, which is the election. As a citizen, you participate when you wählen, the verb to vote. And when you vote, you cast your die Stimme. I love this word because it means the vote, but it also means the voice. Isn't that perfect? Your vote is literally your voice. And the goal for every party is to win die Mehrheit, the majority.
Right, so getting die Mehrheit means you get the power to govern. The winner gets to make the big decisions. But, and this is a huge but in a democracy, what about everyone who voted for the other side? That's where die Minderheit comes in, die Minderheit, the minority. Even though they didn't win, their rights are still protected, and their voice is still a critical part of the whole political conversation.
All right, for our last section, let's zoom out a bit. We've looked at the system and the process. Now, let's get the vocabulary for talking about the people themselves and how Germany fits into the bigger global picture. Okay, now this is a really important one, especially for your B1 exam. In English, we tend to just say the people, but German is way more specific. Die Bevölkerung is the total population, everyone living in a certain area. Der Einwohner is just one of those people, an inhabitant. Der Bürger is a citizen, someone with the legal rights and passport. And then das Volk is often used to mean the people in a more cultural or national sense. Nailing these differences will really make your German sound more precise.
And of course, no country is an island, right? Politics isn't just what happens inside your own borders. You've got national politics, which is focused on what's happening at home. But just as important, especially today, is international politics, how Germany deals with and relates to the rest of the world. It's a constant balancing act between the two.
And when you talk about Germany on the world stage, there is one name that is absolutely everywhere. Die Europäische Union, the EU. That's Die Europäische Union. This massive political and economic partnership has a huge impact on German laws, its economy, and its foreign policy. It is literally impossible to have a serious conversation about German politics today without talking about the EU.
So there we have it. From Das Grundgesetz all the way to the EU, you are now equipped with the essential B1 vocabulary to understand and talk about German politics. And remember, the whole point of learning a language isn't just to pass a test, it's to be able to understand the world and participate in it. So I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you've got the words, what conversation are you going to start? Thanks for joining me today.